When Saul saw David go forth against the Philistine, he said unto Abner, the captain of the host, Abner, whose son is this youth? Abner said, As thy soul liveth, O king, I cannot tell. And the king said, Inquire thou whose son the stripling is.
As David returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, Abner took him and brought him before Saul with the head of the Philistine in his hand.
O king, I have sought for thee the lad, and at thy command I bring him hither.
Methinks I've seen that face so fair and ruddy before. I called the minstrel once to soothe me in my hours of gloom, and this is like him. But the victor is worthy of his crown. Whose son art thou?
I am the son of Jesse, the Ephrathite,
The son of the elder of Bethlehem. And what is thy name, and what thine occupation?
I am David, the shepherd boy.
And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him.
Michal, Saul's daughter, followed David's victory with open admiration. Possessed with dreams of David's victory over the Philistines, she pours out her heart to Israel's promising hero.
O shepherd fair of Ephratah, heroic is thy soul indeed. My father leads the hosts of war, but thou the people's hearts dost lead. How gracious is thy mien to me, how strong the love that turns to thee, how strong the love that turns to thee. Amid the palms at evening's light, remembering thy sweet harp I roam. In dreams I think of thee when night hangs low as stars in yonder dome. As flows to sunny isles the sea, so ever flow my thoughts to thee. So ever flow my thoughts to thee.
Now David was a man after God's own heart. The thought of Israel's dependence upon him as a deliverer overwhelmed him with a sense of dependence upon his source of strength, the God of Israel.
Remembering the Lord's miraculous help in his deliverance from enemies of his flock and from the Philistine enemy Goliath, David commits his future to the mercy of God. From the fullness of his heart, David breaks forth in a song of grateful prayer and praise.
O Lord, how excellent thy name on earth appears. How bright thy glory shines above the vast celestial spheres. Thou hast by strength of babes proclaimed to men thy power and will, that thou the enemy might shame, and the avenger steal, and the avenger steal.
It pleased Saul that Michal loved David. Saul said to David, "Thou shalt be my son-in-law. But first, thou must avenge me of my enemies by slaying 100 Philistines." For Saul thought to make David fall by the hand of the Philistines.
When the conflict is done, ye heroes raise